Hey guys, alrighty. So we had another, I would call it a failed breakout again today. So if you look here, pretty much the last 5 trading days, like I said, we're just holding the same range here. Now, if we really zoom out here, this looks like a nice, kind of almost like this pattern, but a little tighter, but a nice little bull flag breakout here. So I actually am looking for the breakout tomorrow. I actually think we would have had the breakout today if it wasn't for the bond auction at 1 o'clock. We had our pretty good retest of support, and at 12:45, it looked like we were going to get a pretty strong recovery and breakout off of the EMA support, but then the bond auction came in and it dumped us. But then we just kind of consolidated. So overall, what I'm looking for right now, our critical resistance is 455.35, and I would call critical support all the way down here at 450.8. We're riding the 8 EMA support up. I'm looking for a close over 455.35 tomorrow, and I'm looking for a pretty big breakout. I think we could target 458 to 462 into end of week, into early next week is kind of what I'm targeting right now. Looking at ES here, same thing. I have our critical support at 45.47 and our critical resistance at 45.69. It looked pretty strong that we were going to break out midday, but then we had that really big pullback. So again, this looks like a nice big bull flag that could break out with a target up here around 45.95 to 4600. Now, same thing, support right here at 45.47, pretty much to the tick. We held that support today. So again, this 8 EMA continues to hold this support, and until we lose that, I just don't see a reason not to be bullish. I am looking for further upside, and that continues to be where I favor. Again, I'm thinking we're going to get a closure over 45.69 tomorrow and have that bigger breakout. Going over to the Qs here, same thing, bigger bull flag here. Our pattern's a little bit more defined here. Our support is 385.16 and our resistance is 390.81. Same thing, we came up, we attempted to break through it, just could not do it. But we're in a bigger, almost 9-day consolidation period here. I'm looking for the closure after the 8 EMA support bounce over 390.81 tomorrow. And I'm looking for that breakout into the 400 area. Now going over to NQ, same thing. We're riding the 8 EMA support. We didn't quite get to our 16.089 resistance, but this 8 EMA for the second day in a row holds as support. We have a soft support here at 15.965, with really 15.870 being critical support that I do not foresee us breaking through. I'm looking for that bigger breakout, and likely we are going to get that tomorrow. And with a closure over 16.089, I'm looking for a move up to 16.333 into end of week, into next week. Now the VIX here, interesting pattern on the VIX here. So you can see we basically had our big drop and we've just been kind of riding this resistance of the 8 EMA support down. We have put in our 12.41 support area. Remember, that's a 4-year demand low and low just in general. Now, today on that bond auction, we had a huge spike on the VIX. We touched the 20 EMA. First time we've touched that since October 31st, almost a month. It's probably got to be one of the biggest time frames where we have not touched. If you just look at this, how long it would be since we didn't touch the 20 EMA, which is a big time there. But we have this huge doji rejection off the upside, off of previous supplies, and off the 8 EMA here. I'm looking for a new supply off of this 12.8, and I dare say we could get another new 4-year low on the VIX tomorrow. Now the question, and I brought this up yesterday, I believe it was, or late last week, is what is the VIX going to do in order for markets to rally to a new high? So if you think about it, for SPY to hit a new 52-week high, even for Qs to hit an all-time high, what do we have to have? Well, we have to have the VIX sell off. Most likely what happens, in my opinion, is into end of year, we are going to see the VIX attempt to break into the single digits. Now, we could just find some support in the 10 to 11 range. But another scenario of what could happen is that we could just see the VIX kind of pick a chop range. We saw it back around here and really back here in June. And even right back here in April and May, we could see the VIX just consolidate in this kind of 11 to probably 14 area. And even though the VIX moves up and down, markets might stop caring about what the VIX is doing. Now, remember, the lower the VIX gets, in my opinion, the less helpful the VIX is with trading. Now, again, basically around this 15 area here, I stopped watching the VIX as a whole, and I have been very happy to have stopped, at least for my intraday trading, not paying attention to the VIX. I think in a macro trend, it certainly does help, and it is helpful to know where that's at. But from an intraday standpoint, the VIX just doesn't do it anymore. It doesn't move how you would expect it to. It just kind of does its own thing. So, even today, look at the VIX is, up 0.16%, but markets closed green. And from a lot of the day there, into the last opening or closing hour there, we had the VIX red and markets red. So again, I'm finding the VIX to be less and less helpful. And the lower we get here, the more I'm convinced it's just going to kind of chop and or just slowly burn to the downside here. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. I am pretty bullish in tomorrow. We'll see if that plays out or not. But I hope you guys had a good day trading today, and I will see you guys tomorrow.